vehicles from gambling, and you wonder, what does that have to do with school board? But these are things that you as voters have to decide. Do you want a candidate that maybe has not raised $100,000, but is part of the community, is being, and the reason I have so many in kind is because people that may not be able to give me a donation say, well, I can help with food, help with this, and I do state every single thing that I receive for my campaign. So voters have to decide, do I want a candidate that has a grassroots effort, that is part of this community, that is not beholden to anyone, or do I want a candidate that has been raised hundreds, thousands of dollars, and may at some point have to put your best interests aside to represent those special interests?
I have to tell you that I was in the industry of marketing. I have to tell you, budgets are very tough to be able to get your message across. I'm actually standing in Kendall with my sign in the mornings to be able to reach to the people and to many other places. And I'm knocking on the doors and I'm doing every single effort to be able to send my message. Actually, part of the phones of my campaign, I used them yesterday to be able to call and invite people to come today here. Tell them, I would like for you to come so you can make the right choice. Why? Because you need to make the right choice. Actually, I did. And I want to tell you one thing. I'm very proud of the principals and of the teachers that I actually have donated their time and actually the very hard-earned money because they believe in me, because they have seen me how involved I am in the school system, and they understand that I am the best student candidate for the job. And that's why they volunteer their time and they volunteer the hard money. I'm going to tell you, very difficult to raise money. But I have done it with all my effort and with all my integrity. And I will tell you, my grandfather, he was actually the vice president of CNQ in Cuba. He was the most honorable man that I ever met in my life. And I will be the most honorable man because that's who I am. And I don't know nothing. Thank you.
Well, to tell the truth, I consider myself the one that really doesn't have any attachment or special interest rubbing my back, or there's no rubbing here. There's no rubbing, no way, and that's the truth, I grew up in my family were politicians, and to tell you the truth, I'm very sincere. And I could speak that, there are good politicians for sure. People know them, I have heard of them. But I know that one of I will not say his name, he was my uncle. And I am sure that he was corrupt, I am sure. There was no way around it, and I'm not kidding, and I don't care. And I am very sincere. And because I have seen that, and because I have seen that toxic environment of the politics, and I have seen people stealing from the real needs of the society, he was not my uncle, but yes. But yes. So, like I said, I just really grew up in this very toxic environment of what politics do to the special interests of the real people, of the needs of the community, of the education, of what we're growing, what we're building. And it's really sad. So I don't like any of that. I have my own business. I don't have any monetary issues, and I do it because I do care, because I believe that what you can see, you will do and you will make. And I believe that the only way that we can develop our community the way it's supposed to develop is through education. Thank you.
Could you repeat the question? Repeat the question.
Okay. be a proposal, this would be an idea. This is not something that I can snap my fingers and say, well, we're going.
What was the question?
Oh, the question is why I support going to a K through 8 model district-wide, and the person that asked thinks it's a drastic measure. So, well, as a matter of fact, I believe, and of course we need to study this, but I believe that going to a K through 8 model will actually save us a great deal of money on the long run. We can expand our elementary schools, many of which are operating under capacity already because we have lost so many children, either because they moved away due to the economy, or they've gone to private schools or charter schools. So I think it might be even possible that some of our elementary schools could already accommodate a K through 8 model, and we're seeing more and more K through 8 models throughout the district. But I think it's a problem that at some point people decided that an 11-year-old child is ready to walk into this massive building with a ton of kids that they don't know, many of which are already at a different stage in their lives. I really believe that the model used by many Catholic schools, private schools, and now charter schools is more attractive and more conducive to better education. And many parents agree because we're seeing the kids move into these schools. So yes, I think that we need someone in the school board that is going to have bold ideas, that is going to challenge the traditional model. The current model is failing. Like I said, I think over time we will win back the money that it may cost to adapt our elementary schools. So in the long run, it will actually save the district a ton of money in maintenance and administration. So yeah, I think we should pursue it. Which was why I believe we need to really invest in this model and make it work.
Mayor, what about the new school buildings? Like, are they going to disappear from the map?
Can I talk? We all need to answer that question, right? Second, that we all need to
I don't want to go into teacher mode, so let me know when I can talk. Okay. I want to let you know, from my 7 years of experience teaching in a K through 8 at J.N. Roberts, I can let you know that until we fund the upper academy, which is 6th, 7th, and 8th, the way we fund middle schools, I do not support K through 8 because our children don't want to be in J.N. Roberts 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. There are no sports for them. There are no clubs. There is nothing for them. People say it's because it's a smaller setting, and I'm all for that. But unfortunately, it's getting so small that teachers are getting surplus. So now we're just going to have one English teacher, one math teacher, one this, one that, and we're going to have 20 kids bored. And they're not going to want to come. So, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and say, let's cut the bureaucracy. Let's cut some of those high-paying jobs downtown. Let's really put the money where it belongs in the classroom. Once we have that, if everybody's all for it, then I'll support the K through 8 as long as those children get to compete with another K through 8 in wrestling. I love wrestling. And sports all time, and they have art, they have everything. That's what it is. I'm sorry, I'm a Sunset Night wrestler.